Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dalar Squealing Tactics. I know I've had a lot of videos out today, but I got one more. So this is going to be my post-release look back at Rebecca, where we basically go over the hero and I give you my thoughts on her, how good she is, where she's good, should you pull on her or whatnot, because we are right in the middle of her banner, so you do have one more week to decide whether or not you should pull on this hero. So let's go directly into it. Let's try not to keep you here too long. Rebecca. So we're not going to go over her kit at all. We're not going to go over, her gear, blah, 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 blah. I have a previous video for that. The most, again, the most stupid animation ever. And the animation would be cooler if the music wasn't so cheesy, if the character didn't look so cheesy. If this was, they could have made this a really epic space battle scene. The selfie thing, this game's more suited to, I've seen the metrics, it's 20 to 45-year-olds play this game. At least those are the ones that watch this video. So, Rebecca. So, is she good? I'm going to say she's okay. She is not a necessary hero in this game. The first video of this kind of concept that I did was with Jaina. And there I said, run, don't walk, grab Jaina as soon as possible because she was that good. She was not OP, but Jaina was very, 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 very good in many, many areas of this game. So where Rebecca seems to shine is PvP. Oh, I should turn that off so you guys aren't hearing my phone going off. She's PvP. So yeah, you gear her. She's a speed-based character. Basically, she is kind of like she does do decent damage for the hunter team, but she also is more of a support, right? I did take her to X30. I think that was maybe a waste of resources unless you guys really want to run hunters in PvP. If that's the case, then I would say yes, X30 is recommended on her. But she is not, in my opinion, if we're just looking at hunters in general, Rosaris is probably the hunter you want to go for the most, and is probably the one you want to take to X30 first, if I had my opinion, because she buffs the entire team. You can run other hunters with her. You don't need Rebecca on the hunter team. The hunter team prior to Rebecca's release was still winning. It just required more development to win consistently, and that team was Moriami, Rosaris, and Prygor. Really the attract beholder is what makes this team go, and it helps, but Rebecca makes the team more consistently win in PvP. They did release content that was designed for her, so I think yes, it's this one. So these bonus hero points, right? Just buffing her 20% of points in the endless battles gave you a reason alone to pull on her if you did have the limited tickets. I know all the whales and stuff that got her up to Immortal instantly. If you were saving up Gene Hybrids, though, I wouldn't recommend you pump your Gene Hybrids into her because we're getting a Summoner next week, and I think that that's going to be even more important for more areas of the game than Rebecca is. So she was kind of required for this fight, but this is a fight that's here for 2 weeks, and then you probably will need her for Twilight Lands next week when we get Twilight Lands, because as we've already seen in the little upcoming breadcrumbs, the 16-7 boss in stage 16, if you can get up to stage 16 and compete at that level, if you're free to play and you're not even clearing 15 yet, you can kind of ignore her, but she will probably be required for this fight. I'm not saying mandatorily she is going to be required, but it looks like it is a whale boss and it is a hunter bond, so I'm assuming she will help there, right? They tend to give these characters places to use immediately in the game. Now, the new dungeon that came out, which my head is covering, this Molten Abyss, I put out a video, a guide video on how to beat this, and one of the first things I said in that video was that she was not required. She makes it easier, she makes the runs faster, but she is by no means required to beat stage 6, the hardest level of this boss. Really, that battle just needs Rosaris, Emma, Miranda, and then you can mix and match a few other characters. That video is in my guides playlist on this channel as well. You can find it there if you want to know. But so really, and we're gonna switch over to, this is a stock footage from when I did my deep dive on her. Really, her niche, her main use, let's fast forward, is PvP. So this is the PvP team. If you guys didn't watch that footage, and it's Moriami, Miranda, Leo, Rebecca and Ryzeris, and it kills in PvP. It's really, really good. Of course, since this was recorded footage of me in the deep dive, it's stopping and starting. Underneath my head is actually me, this video. So, kind of funny. But let's get to a fight. So, I think that this was mainly used to, or she was mainly brought into the game to be the last piece in order to be able to kill tank teams. And you see this is a Zeta, Panda, Wamagon, Miranda, and Serena tank team. So this is a really good tank team. And Hunters, it's not like you're gonna, it's like, unless you have them really highly developed, it's not a walk in the park. It's not guaranteed. And of course I'm gonna stop and point things out, but it does win. So look at, we've lost Leo, we've lost Miranda at this point. We're just got the 3 Hunters, and they're going to be able to keep these people off bay. Obviously, they killed Panda, and as soon as Panda goes, the Hunter team starts to fall apart. Of course, Wamagon is a big threat, but the Hunters, for the most part, will just keep him stunned and push back, as you see right there. They're just keeping him at bay. He can't even get anywhere close to us to do anything, and when he does, the shielding is going to prevent him from one-shotting you. So that is why Rebecca's really, really good at PvP, is because it reduces the amount down to 8%. The only thing anyone can hit you with while you have shields up is 8% of your max HP, which they're going to have to hit you more than 10 times. So that's, I'm not going to, walk you through more footage. That's just a kind of like a little bit of a showcase on where her main use case is going to be in this game. So if I had to give her a number out of 10, what am I going to give her? I'm going to give her, she's not useless. She's not OP. She's not a huge damage dealer. I'm just going to give her a 6 out of 10. So just above average. That's going to be my final rating on her. If you guys disagree, please say so down in the comments. But she is definitely not a mandatory pull. The Hunter team is so, you need so much. Like, free to play just got access to Moriyami now. So if you were free to play, I'd say grab 1 copy of her and move on. I know we had that Resonance event last week where you could get multiple copies. So if you did, okay, cool. Then you just don't need as many gene hybrids down the road. But my opinion is just get 1 copy and move on, unless you are a spender and can afford to pull on her to Immortal, or you have a whole bunch of gene hybrids and you just really like Hunters, then maybe you can go for her. But remember, keep in mind that team, that PvP team, isn't really viable. Like, you see, this account does not have it. Where is it? That PvP team is not really viable unless you have this up to a minimum of level 4, and that is because that's going to give you the lifesteal for 8 seconds and give you a bunch of basic attack. I would say level 4 is where you kind of want this. I wouldn't think about building the Hunter PvP team until you get this prototype up to level 4. And when building PvP teams, it's really just pick your prototype and go, right? Like, so I would say for the Summoner PvP team, if you want to build it, you need this. Hunter team, obviously, we discussed, you need this. Tag team, you need this. Vanguard team, you need this. Like, you kind of got to pick, since we get so much, or so limited ways to upgrade these red prototypes, you kind of got to pick a team and build it. And then move on as soon as you get it up and going, and then move on to another team. It's just the way it goes. So that's why she's only going to get a 6 out of 10. And I think we're going to pretty much wrap the video up right there. There's not really much more to say, unless I wanted just to ramble on and farm you guys for review time, but I don't want to do that. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my post-release look back at Rebecca. Yeah, I took her directly up to X30 on release, or on unlock. I don't regret it, but I don't think it was necessary. So, but at least now you guys know, right? This is kind of my opinion. Even maxed out, well, not maxed, but, and this is, I don't have her on this account. This isn't the account that has her. That's my main account that's on my phone. But even at maxed, she's just meh. She's meh. But on that account, she's going to help me take first in endless battles. So, actually, I can actually show you guys that. So if we look at ranking, there's me on this server. I've seen 137 mil. Is that million or billion? 120 million. So I've seen like 137 million scores. Those are people with like maxed out Jaina's, maxed out Nords, just maxed out teams. It's possible. But she did help me, at least in that one fight, secure first on my main account. So, and I had the gene hybrids waiting for her, since it's relatively easy to get gene hybrids banked up when you're top of the spear, or tip of the spear, in most of the content in this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you off right there. The word of the day, the safe word of the day is mediocre hunter. She's not horrible. She's not OP. She's just mediocre. So put mediocre hunter down in the comments below, and I'll know you made it to the end of this video. So until next time, everybody, cheers, peace, bye-bye.